It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
We torture ourselves. It's our brains. Only our brains, by the way. Only our brains. Other animals don't have this problem. Your dog doesn't have low self-esteem. Your dog doesn't call himself a piece of garbage, even while he's eating out of the garbage. He doesn't sit on the couch afterwards and beat himself up. What is wrong with me? I told everyone on New Year's Eve, no more garbage. No, your dog eats the garbage, sits on the couch. Thank you. I see what you did for me. Thank you. I love you too. I ate it all. I even ate the bag. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You know why? Because I'm a good boy. Yes, I am. I'm a good Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God, I threw it up. I'm so sorry. Are you going to clean that up? No. I'm going to eat that, too.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Hey, good morning. You going to turn that down a little bit? There we go. Thanks. Welcome to the show. My name is Goose. I'm visiting for a couple days. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Goose.
Thank you so much for letting me sit in and join the show.
Oh, my gosh. It's our pleasure.
Thick Rick, hello. Good morning.
What's up, man?
How was the evening?
Not bad. Cavs won. That was great. Best record in the NBA. I enjoyed that.
That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, right?
The best record in the NBA.
And they were playing the other best record. It was the two best teams in the league, the Thunder.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was fun.
Real quick, I have to say something that made me laugh. I heard you on the show yesterday, and proud parent moment, and actually proud step-parent moment, because as I was leaving to come visit you guys yesterday, my girlfriend's two boys, 16 and 13, and in the 3 years we've been together, I do all the cooking in the house.
Yeah.
Which I heard you do as well,
yep.
do in the house.
Yeah.
And as I was getting ready to leave, I heard the 13-year-old say, "What are we going to eat when he's gone?"
Oh, my.
But wasn't that the greatest feeling?
The greatest feeling.
Yes.
I slowly turned to Nora and just went,
Guess who's important?
Yeah.
She went, carry out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, she made me cook her meals to put in the fridge.
No, she did
way.
not.
Yep.
Did she at least tell you what she wanted?
Yeah, I had to make her a big pot of soup.
Oh, okay.
So she had to
She's
eat
got
for
a
a couple
hold
days.
on you.
Yep.
I love
100%.
I love it. Good job, Nora.
Morning Blitz Trivia, your chance to win a $25 beds, water beds and stuff, and beds and stuff Superstore gift card. Here we go. This one should be fairly simple, all right? J-Lo has just announced that she is going to keep her latest engagement ring.
When does she ever give them back?
Exactly.
She's got like over $25 million worth of engagement rings.
So here's the question. Who is she keeping the ring from? All right? If you know the answer, then all you got to do, be the first person to shoot us a text at 99700. You're going to win that $25 gift card to Water Beds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstore, Columbus's original vapor store.
I feel like that is a major gimme, unless there's some guy who slipped in there without me knowing. Is there? Is there a guy who slipped in there without me knowing?
Trying to give away the answer, wasn't it?
No, I love that this is the question so much. That really makes, it's going to really endear you to the listeners, I believe. Unless I'm completely off the mark here. I love it.
Who is she keeping the ring from? 99700 is the phone number. And then, yes, because when I want to get to the answer, and I want to go over the list, like you said, of the rings she has kept.
Right.
This has got to be the biggest bia in all of Hollywood. I absolutely cannot believe this. 99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick, good morning.
Now, everybody keeps thinking you're the Goose who's the listener who texts us a lot. You're not.
I am not.
You are Goose Radio Man. You've been in radio for a long time.
I have been.
You're here in town for a couple days, so we snagged you.
I said I wanted to visit.
He's not vegan.
I'm not vegan. I am absolutely not vegan.
Yes, we've gotten a couple texts about that. So, yes, just to clarify,
Not the texter.
We're not just bringing listeners in to be on the radio with us.
You would just have people lined up out the door.
I think it
ready
would be
to go.
fun. I mean, it's kind of a fun thing to do. We get a line of listeners to come in and audition, but you are not the listener
I am
Goose.
not.
You are Radio Man Goose.
Let's give away the Blitz Trivia, the $25 beds, water beds and stuff, and beds and stuff superstore gift card. Was it Jeff?
Justin,
I'm
Justin
sorry.
Arrowwood from Waverly.
Justin, there it is. Yeah, Justin got the right answer. The question was, J-Lo has decided she's going to keep her latest engagement ring. Who's she keeping it from? Now, Kelly, you were worried that someone might have slipped in there.
I thought, is there someone between Ben Affleck and now? Did somebody else give her a giant engagement ring?
As unsurprising as that would be, no, it was Ben Affleck.
Hey, I
Yeah,
love it.
Ben Affleck. The $5 million engagement ring that he gave her, she is going to keep.
Did they not end up getting married?
No,
The second
they're
time?
getting divorced.
They are, so they're married.
I think maybe their divorce is final already.
Right, but they did get married.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
But not the first time?
No, they've been married twice.
Okay, so, but if you get married,
I
don't you
think-
get to keep the engagement ring? Isn't that how that works?
That's true. That's one of those things where do you have to give it back if you're only engaged and you never went through with the
Then
marriage?
yes, you have to give
You
it
have
back.
to, but if you are married...
I got some women you need to talk to then.
Well, did we? I thought we asked this one day. It's been a while, man. I can't remember, but I thought we did, and I thought that's what everybody kind of decided. If you got married, you got to keep the engagement ring, but if you didn't end up getting married, because you agreed to basically an oral contract by
Right.
saying yes, I
Right.
will marry you, and you got that ring, and then if you back out, yeah, you got to give it back.
All
You
right, I
broke
feel like
the-
we're breezing over the fact that Goose said he's got some women he needs to speak with about this rule.
Oh, I'm the
Well, how many rings did you lose?
4.
Oh my god!
You did not. You've bought 4 engagement rings?
I have.
Okay,
I've been
did
married-
we ever double up on one? Did
Nope.
you ask one? Okay,
No,
no?
so shortly out of college,
Okay,
proposed.
proposed.
And then I years later met a young lady, and I
wait.
proposed.
Did the proposal end in marriage in the first one?
It did not.
Okay.
No. Ended up going our separate ways.
And you didn't get that ring back.
Didn't get that ring back.
That's wrong.
Nope. And then years later, met another young lady.
Okay.
After a year together, I proposed.
Popped on that one.
Shortly after I proposed, her father got sick. And I found out through text messages, because once her father got sick, she was very busy taking care of her father. So a lot of the relationship ended up through text message.
Oh.
Turns out she was actually married with 2 kids.
No, she was not.
Wow.
She was
Living a
married
double life.
She was married to someone in the military, and he was overseas for that year that we were together. I had no idea.
Oh, man, that is hardcore.
Third
dude.
engagement.
Did she keep that ring?
She kept that ring.
No,
Yep.
she didn't.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Never talked to her again after I found out.
Did you tell her you wanted the ring back?
No, it stopped the conversation. It was just stop talking.
Yes.
I don't. Nothing.
Where is that whore?
Third one, I got married,
Okay.
All right.
and then married a couple years and divorced.
Okay.
And then the fourth one didn't work out.
Oh, my gosh. So now you are with...
Now I'm with Nora, and she
Nora.
knows this. She's okay with it. Nora is the love of my life, so I think
Love of your
everything's
life.
Everything's gonna work out.
And no plans to buy a 5th engagement ring?
No, I want to.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
There's probably some
I
fear
gotcha.
there.
She knows about the
No.
PTSD for sure.
All right, you've been together 3 years. She's the love of your life. You love her. Mm-hmm. But it does take a second to want to pop on another ring.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we back
100%.
up? Because you just kind of glossed over the fourth one. You said fourth one didn't work out. But was there a ring?
Yeah,
There
a
was a
ring
ring.
and a
Yep.
marriage.
Oh, you
The third one was a ring and a marriage.
Okay,
The
I'm
first-
Yeah.
so confused
And
by all
that's
these
what I
rings.
mean. And then he goes,
Can't
and
even
then,
get
and then he
straight.
simply said that the fourth one didn't work out. And then he just went right past. I'm like, wait a minute, let's go back to the fourth one.
no,
What
this-
happened with the fourth one?
See, the fourth one I thought was the love of my life.
Oh.
And she broke my heart.
But no ring?
There was a ring.
Engagement ring. But not a wedding ring.
Not a wedding ring.
And did you get that ring back?
Nope.
Dude, you got screwed bad.
I'm telling you.
Your whole life here.
I'm telling you. Although, I wish I had the collection that J-Lo has. Because, again, keeping this $5 million engagement ring from Ben Affleck, let's go back to the beginning, because this is now her 6th engagement ring. She has a $130,000 ring from her first husband, Johnny Noah. She then upgraded to the $200,000 rock from Chris Judd, who proposed.
That's it? $200,000?
Yeah, that's it. And then her first ring from Ben Affleck, $2.6 million.
Okay, now we're getting up there.
That never made it to the altar. Husband number 3, Mark Anthony, $6.5 million on that ring finger.
But they got married.
They got married, yep. Then her ring from A-Rod, only worth $2 million.
Did they get married?
They never got married.
Okay.
And then now Ben 2.0, the $5.6 million ring.
But she has all of these rings, but only married one of them.
No, I mean, she's on her. She married Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
She married Ben Affleck twice.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's up to an estimated $17 million in engagement rings.
It's just a pile of rings she's sitting on. She's sitting on a pile of engagement rings. Like, I could not wrangle a soul to give me an engagement ring until I met Charlie. I couldn't wrangle a ring out of anybody.
Did you try?
Hog tied him and everything.
I kind of did. I think I sort of was like, is this it? You know, when you're in the relationships before you meet the person where you're like, okay, I obviously have never experienced like a relationship like this. It's amazing and I'm in love. Before that, though, you're sort of thinking, is this it? Is this what love is? Is this what, like, the person I'm supposed to marry? I mean, it's fine and it's cool, but it's like, I thought it was supposed to be like fireworks and stuff. But I thought, well, we've been dating for a while. Are you supposed to give me a ring or what?
And that's exactly what I went through when I engaged. It was like, well, we've done this and we've done this, so this is the natural next step, right? I propose here.
Yes.
This is what happens.
But then you meet the person and you're like, oh, okay. Oh, I was so wrong. I was wrong for them and they were wrong for me.
Yep. And you're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like.
Yes.
Because Kelly was like approaching, like, becoming a caveman, where she was just going to hit somebody over the head and drag him back to the cave, you know? And it's like...
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I was 30.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you want to get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
9 when I got married at 39. That's pretty late. Most people are making their, their first attempt at marriage in their 20s. I held out, though, for the absolute right person.
Hey, that's what matters.
And that was an accident. It was a happy accident. Because I literally didn't know. You don't know till you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
But they met at church. First date was Lenny Kravitz's concert. It was just like the most perfect.
Wow.
Oh,
perfect everything.
It is a love story for the ages, Goose.
Okay. I'm going to have to hear this one time. All right.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
All right, Kelly, what you got?
George Santos, our very favorite disgraced lying politician from New York, has been granted his request for a delay in his sentencing on federal fraud charges. He's expected to get maybe 2 years, up to 6 years. He asked for a really long delay. They decided they're going to delay his sentencing on these fraud charges to April 25th. He was supposed to get sentenced February 7th. So what his argument was in the delay, because he's going to be going to jail for sure, but he says he needs extra time so he can record new episodes of his podcast called Pants on Fire.
Oh.
So he does this podcast called Pants on Fire. I think there are only like 4 episodes. But he said he needs the money. He needs to make the money to pay more than $500,000 in fines and restitution he owes, etc. I'm like, number one, how much money is this guy making on a podcast?
Who's listening to this podcast?
No, I think 0 people.
0 people. Yeah.
Well, is he not raking it in from Cameo?
He is raking it in from Cameo, and that's what prosecutors are saying. Look, dude, we know you made $400,000 on Cameo, so you can pay at least most of your fine here with your Cameo money. I don't know who's making any money outside of Joe Rogan and the top 10 podcasts out there. There are 1 billion podcasts now. I'm so curious to know. I can't find any type of subscriber data on George Santos's podcast, but there are 4 episodes, and he's basically like, "Hey, man, I'm making big money on this. I got to make my money, so I can pay my fine. You need to delay my sentencing." This guy gets the most grace in the entire world. I swear. Everybody loves him because his cameos are hilarious. And
really?
Well, I guess we can thank Jimmy Kimmel for that because Jimmy Kimmel was pranking George Santos. He was ordering a bunch of cameos, but they were just crazy ones. Like he ordered one where he was supposed to wish good luck to a blind teenager who was going for her driver's license, and he did it. It didn't ring any alarm bells or red flags to him.
Well, I think at this point, he is just going to say, he's going to Ron Burgundy his cameo. He's just going to say whatever you tell him to say because he needs the money. He's in no position to turn anything down. And that's got to be the only way he's making money is these joke cameos because no one's going to hit him up for real.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's funny. Anyway, that's what I got.
All right. Speaking of podcasts and ones that do make money, New Heights podcast makes money. That's the Kelsey brothers, Travis and Jason Kelsey.
That one is blown up.
Oh, my God. It's huge. And so they had Caitlin Clark on the other day, and she asked them a question about who they would have, who they would endorse for an NIL deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you guys got to pick any NIL deal in college, what are you going with?
Oh, Adriatico's Pizza. I can sell that in a heartbeat. I used to go there every day. If you're ever around University of Cincinnati, go on up there to Clifton and then have some Adriatico's Pizza. Get you a Bearcat Pizza. It's one of the best.
All right.
Dude, I'm sending Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey roses if I'm the owner of Adriatico's. I mean, because we got one here right over on Neal Avenue.
I mean, it's like a campus favorite.
Oh, yeah. Every time we talk about pizza here, that's one of the top favorites that comes
Neal
up.
Avenue. Yep.
So
incredible.
But they got one here and they got one in Cincinnati, which is where Travis played college ball in school. And,
they have like the biggest pepperoni. They're huge.
Yeah, they're New York style, I believe.
New York style pizza?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to go check it out.
I think it's Adriatico's New York style pizza. I think that's what it's actually called.
All right, so this is what I got. Of course, we are all keeping an eye on California and what's happening with the wildfires.
Yes.
It's absolutely just devastating to see. And some news has come out. You've got people like Adam Brody and Leighton Meester who have lost their homes. Anna Faris lost her home. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag from The Hills, they lost their home. Ben Affleck has fled his home. He's in trouble of losing his $20 million home.
He went to Jennifer Garner's house,
He went to Jennifer Garner's house. Unbelievable. Let's see. Billy Crystal, John Goodman, Miles Teller, Anthony Hopkins, Mark Hamill.
Oof.
Luke Skywalker's in trouble of losing his home. Very sad. But this is right up there in terms of sadness because there's one man who is helping out. And I cannot believe we have come to a period in time where people don't recognize Steve Guttenberg. The Goot. The Goot was on the news yesterday being interviewed because he was out there on the streets pushing cars out of the way so firefighters and police and emergency crews could get through. And a news reporter happened to be out there and started interviewing him and asked him, "What's your name, sir? Can we get..." He had no idea who Steve Guttenberg was.
Oh my gosh, that's really sad.
How have we come to a point in time where you don't know the Goot?
You don't know Police Academy.
You
don't know Three Men and a Baby. Come on. Oh, Guttenberg. Now he's back in the public eye, though.
He is. And
endearing himself.
He's actually doing some amazing work, and he's he's really out there talking to people saying, look, if you're able-bodied, try and help. They need help moving these vehicles. They need help getting people out if you're able to do so.
Did you see them bulldozing all those vehicles off the freeway? People would just abandon their vehicles, and they couldn't get the firefighting equipment through, so they had to bulldoze them off the freeway. It was wild. These brand new Teslas. It was crazy.
And they had a second pop-up in the Hollywood Hills that's now 0% contained.
Yep.
It's absolutely devastating what is going on there.
Did you hear James Woods?
Oh, that's right. He kind of broke down, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sarah was on with her 8-year-old niece last night. And she came out. I'm sorry. Just, one day you're swimming in the pool and the next day it's all gone. But she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank for us to rebuild our house.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking.
Absolutely
It's
gut-wrenching.
really weird when you see the video that they're showing, or this person was on a flight into LAX, and you just see the fire, Pacific Palisades fire. It is just, it looks like you're looking down into hell.
Right.
It is just unbelievable.
I actually lived in Colorado Springs when we had a wildfire breakout like that, and with the winds, and you could watch the fire just peel over the Front Range and peel over the mountains. And when you're that close to something, we actually had to have letters from the mayor to get to the radio station because it was inside the evacuation zone.
Yeah.
So to be able to get to work, to be able to report on the fires, we actually had to have special letters. Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying when you're inside that kind of stuff. So 99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick, good morning. Yes, my name is Goose. I am here hanging out just for a couple days. I was in town and I bombarded the studio.
And no, he is not the Goose who texts in every morning. Just want to clear that up.
I'm not, but we've got a lot of text messages so far. People are a little confused.
Yeah.
I'm here hanging out. Wanted to say hello.
We just got a text saying, "Who's this good-looking fella?"
Hey, what kind of radio they got?
Yeah.
Hey. Let's get into some food news. All right. Coffee drinkers.
Yes.
Can't live without the coffee.
100%. Love it.
If you are a coffee drinker, here's the thing. Scientists have just tracked the health for 10 years of people who drink coffee. And they tracked 3 categories, all right? People who drank coffee in the morning, people who drank coffee all day, and people who didn't drink coffee at all.
Okay.
Which category do you fall in?
Morning.
Just morning?
Yep.
Thick Rick?
All day.
All day. Okay.
Well, on and off, not nonstop, but yeah. No, I'll have my last cup around 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay. I also am a morning drinker. Now, here's the deal. Morning coffee drinkers had a 16% lower risk of dying for any reason and a 31% lower risk of dying from heart disease compared to non-coffee group. But the benefits completely disappear if you continue to drink coffee throughout the day.
Oh, great. So you're going to live long and I'm not.
Correct.
Oh, good for you.
We're gonna live forever.
They say,
we'll be at your funeral. We'll really give you a good eulogy, okay?
Well, I hope you all have a cup of coffee.
I was saying, just make sure it's a morning funeral so I can have my cup of coffee.
Yes.
They say your last cup should be before noon. For drinking the coffee.
Really?
Yep.
Why? What difference does it make?
Moderate coffee drinkers saw the biggest benefits. They define moderate as 2 to 3 cups each morning, which I think I fall right in that category.
Yeah, me too. I mean, my cup is enormous, but I do 2 of them.
Okay, so that's the thing. I have 4 cups of coffee a day, but they are 8 ounces, a legit cup, not a giant mug, not 4 giant mugs of coffee. What do you drink?
Normally, I've got a coffee cup.
Oh, that's a normal
but this
coffee.
is the hotel coffee
okay,
cup.
about
But
3 of those that you're drinking now would fit in my 1 cup, I think.
Yeah, so Kelly's really
2 of them,
drinking more than,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people say, well, I only had 3 coffees today. Yeah, but if it's a 24-ounce coffee, that's 9 cups of coffee.
yeah, I think if you're doing the smaller amounts, might be okay. But again, I'm just going off what the report says. They say they're not sure why drinking it later in the day makes a huge difference. Their best guess is it messes with your sleep. But I know for a fact I'm one of those people that can easily go to sleep after drinking coffee.
Same here.
Doesn't bother me one bit. Ranch fans. Are you a ranch fan?
Ranch dressing?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Using a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Can't make Mississippi pot roast without it.
That is true.
The mix.
Yep, the mix, absolutely. Are you a ranch on your salad? Are you a ranch dipper?
I will dip. I cannot spread an enormous amount of dressing on a salad. Like maybe just do tiny little drops.
I actually dip my fork in the ranch.
Yeah,
I do that too.
Salad.
That is a really good way to eat dressing. But I'm kind of an on the side type person.
Okay,
I don't pour it over.
Never thought of doing that.
Dipping your fork?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're dipping it in the ranch dressing.
First.
So the fork's covered with the dressing, and then you grab the bite of salad.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll use it for dipping for like vegetables and stuff, but salad.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
I'm a blue cheese guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know, ranch has become this thing lately.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Some people hate it.
That's true. But here's the thing. The people that love it, and Jimmy John's wants to cater to you because they are bringing back their ranch sauce, and not only that, they are giving you ranch soup. That's right.
Okay.
The kicking ranch flavor will now be available in a cup, so you can just drink it like soup.
Here's what I don't get. When we like something, they need to make every other food taste like the thing that we like. Just leave it as dressing. That's why we like it. It's dressing. I don't need soup that tastes like ranch dressing. Gross.
I can't imagine just sitting there with a bowl of ranch dressing and just...
Oh, gosh.
That is
Quit. It's like
way too much.
With the pumpkin spice thing, now everything has to be
I know.
pumpkin spice. No,
Yeah.
just let us have what we originally liked in that flavor.
Capitalism.
Now, you will be able to get your normal, regular size side portion of ranch dressing if you want to do so. But, again, if you're into ranch soup, then go on right ahead, get yourself to Jimmy John's, and you can sit there with a cup of ranch soup.
We're dunking pizza in the ranch dressing, though, right? Is that what we're doing with our pizza? We're dunking it in ranch?
I am not.
Is that why they're giving you the side of ranch?
Not. No, this is Jimmy John's, not Papa John's.
Jimmy John's is sub.
Jimmy John's is sub.
Really fast sub.
I'm so confused. But I do think people do dip their...
absolutely
their pizza
they do.
in ranch,
Absolutely
right?
Well, that's what you have to do when pizza's not that good. You have to make it better. If you get good pizza, you don't have to do that.
There is no... ranch dressing for salad and salad only, that is it.
I wondered why you guys were looking at me like I was insane when I said, are we dipping our pizza in it? Like, what are you talking about?
No, you're absolutely right. And finally, in your food news this morning, there is a new TikTok trend that has blown up. And again, not for me, but a lot of people are into this. The new thing is glitter pickles.
Glickles.
Glickles.
Glickles, that's what they call them.
This is where people are taking jars of pickles and pouring in edible glitter to then decorate.
Make it look good.
I cannot understand what the point of this is, and people are all over TikTok. In fact, someone made a borderline commercial for the Glickle.
Ooh, pretty pickles. Pretty pickles. Ooh.
What?
Pretty pickles.
Oh, I hate that so
drugs?
much. I
what
hate that so
drugs?
much.
You hate it? On?
Oh.
I cannot even...
Ooh, pretty pickles.
Oh.
Pretty pickles. Pretty pickles.
I picture this sound going through your head as you're fading off forever. This is what you hear on your deathbed.
Oh, when you're going down?
When you're going down.
Your brain's
for the
really
permanent
stopped working for the most part.
This is it, Mama. I'm all done.
Pretty pickles.
I'm coming, Papa.
It does. It's like the ascent into the afterlife. That's what's going through everyone's brain.
Ooh, pretty pickles. Pretty pickles.
This is it. I see the light. God. So here's the problem. They have noticed some people, instead of using the edible glitter, people have put actual glitter in their pickles.
Oh, well, let's just swallow a big spoon of microplastic.
That's about it. Yeah, 100%. So if you do that, you are actually going to hear...
Ooh, pretty pickles. Pretty pickles. Ooh, pretty pickles.
Oh, my gosh, that is...
I want to use that. Save that sound. We need to use that anytime some dumb celebrity rips their wiener out.
Ooh, pretty pickles. Pretty pickles. Ooh.
Okay, now you took it to a different place altogether there.
100%. Absolutely.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Today is a national day of mourning for the state funeral for former President Jimmy Carter. 5 presidents, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden, will gather for the services at the National Cathedral in Washington. Federal offices are closed today, and there will be no mail delivery. Today, post offices closed, and the stock markets are closed for the day. Well, at least 5 people have been killed, with more than 100,000 under mandatory evacuation notices as fast-moving wildfires engulf the Los Angeles area. It's almost unbelievable when you're looking at the video of this. It's just a crazy sight. And people who haven't been evacuated with, you can see the smoke and flames in the background.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? And they're like, well, we're not under evacuation orders yet. So at least 5 fires are currently burning across the area, with the Palisades fire tearing through about 17,000 acres, roughly 200,000 people in the area without power. And this new fire in the Hollywood Hills led to some mandatory evacuations there last night. Palisades fire, of course, is the largest, followed by the Eaton fire, which is north of Pasadena. We have the Hearst fire in Silmar, northwest of San Fernando. The Lydia fire erupted yesterday, and the Sunset fire is the one that includes the Hollywood Hills. Now, some interesting landmarks have been damaged or destroyed by the fires. The Palisades High School, seen in the movies like Carrie and Freaky Friday and the Teen Wolf TV series, they said it was destroyed, burned down, but then they came back and said, no, it has just been damaged, badly damaged some of the buildings. The main school was not burned down, though. Vaudeville star Will Rogers' historic ranch house and other buildings at Will Rogers State Historic Park destroyed. Parts of Topanga State Park, including the historic Topanga Ranch Motel, once owned by William Randolph Hearst, burned to the ground. In the Hollywood Hills, the fire's not far from landmarks like the Dolby Theater and the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but at the moment, the Hollywood sign is not in danger, and the Getty Villa on the PCH, home to Greek and Roman art, antiquities, there's an important building over there, is not in immediate danger.
Here's the thing about those people saying that they're not going to evacuate.
Yeah.
When this fire started and those winds were really up there, they said the fire was spreading at 3 football fields a minute.
Yeah.
Like, if it's anywhere near, you got to pack up and go.
Some of the winds,
100
Santa
miles an
Ana,
hour.
yes. I mean, it's just like, it's spreading like crazy. These firefighters, like, we've never seen anything like this. And the way the wind is whipping and it's sending the flames out to the ocean and then back up into the canyon. It's absolutely astonishing. I saw these people getting their big, gigantic tortoise or turtle to safety. So they were luring it out with these bell peppers, and this thing would and this thing must have weighed 100 pounds. I don't know. It was huge. It was like crunching down on the bell pepper, and it was luring
and then take a couple steps.
Steps and then more. And they finally were able to lift it into some sort of a tub and get it into their vehicle.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, just you think about the difficulties of saving your animals.
Yep.
When you have nowhere to go, you just need to get out. It's a really difficult situation. I saw somebody on TikTok yesterday say, hey, I have a fenced-in backyard, and I am not at all in a fire zone. If anybody wants to, drop their dog off, you can come and have a place for your animal.
There was a lady that was doing, a sanctuary for unhoused pets, or if you needed to drop something off, which is, sometimes you forget about some of those things.
So we're looking at the map last night, looking at everything, where everything was and where it was moving, and they were talking about the sign being in danger when it broke out in the hills. But I was watching the Palisades fires, next in the path is Brentwood, correct?
Yes.
And then after that is Bel Air. So that's where, when I lived out there in 88, that's where I lived, was in Bel Air. I was actually looking, the apartment complex is still there. You can still see the pool. And I'm looking at the fire, and it's right there. And I'm like, the only thing in between where I was living and that fire is Brentwood. And it's like, I'm thinking that where I was staying is going to be gone.
Yeah, I mean, some of these fires, at least the 2 largest, are 0% contained.
Have they contained any of it?
No, and they say that this one, I'll have him next hour, this fire chief said if they had 1,000 more fire trucks, they would not be making a dent. So
oh my gosh.
It's really just a situation that's unbelievable.
And there's no area where things aren't combustible, basically. It's all structures and it's all trees. There's not some dead area where
hills everywhere. Hills everywhere.
Right.
So there's greenery everywhere. But if it keeps going that way, so there's Brentwood, then there's Bel Air, then there's Beverly Hills, and it all follows Sunset Strip. You're going to go right down and take out legends, legendary stuff, the Whiskey, the Roxy, all these clubs. I mean, it's just going right down and of course Beverly. And what about Hollywood?
Yeah.
I wonder how long before they get in there and take out some of that art. I mean, they can't wait much longer.
No. But think about Hollywood and all the TV show sets and movie sets and all of that. I mean, my gosh, it's just devastating.
Yeah, and because that is the more interesting, I guess the more interesting part of the story is all the celebrities and the multi-million-dollar mansions and all the landmarks that are out there. But normal middle-class people live there. Their houses are burned to the ground. It's like you think about your own home in just smoking in embers.
Yeah.
And what do you do? What do you do?
Man.
It's
I mean,
just,
at least it's a situation that you knew was coming, and you could try to grab the most valuable
stuff,
things
right.
you could. If you have a safe, you get that, and obviously the living stuff, the pets and the people. But I mean, if there is things,
and how many,
how much
stuff is going to fit in your car?
Well, that's it. You only get so much. So pick what you but at least you had time to do that.
Yeah, you
Very,
need
very
a
unfortunate.
go container
Right.
of all the most important things,
Yeah.
I guess.
They just put out a list of the things that you should have prepared for something like this.
No kidding. I feel like I want that. I want to know what that is.
So they're talking a 3-day supply of like food and water. Get yourself a cooler so you can have some food and water. They say a map with evacuation routes. If you've got an area where this up in the hills, the cell tower goes down, you're not opening up your cell phone to the GPS. So they actually say you should have some sort of map with an or at least know your evacuation route. And they say have a backup plan, because when things like this happen, you're going to have detours or you're going to have road blockages. So if you know a good way out or two, you should really have that memorized. Of course, you have your medications. They say a day or so of clothes. Make sure you take your extra car keys with you, a little bit of cash, first aid kit, a flashlight, of course, copies of your important documents, and then if you've got pets, you want to make sure you bring a little pet food with you as well.
So at least they had time to
bag.
get all of that.
Yes.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick, good morning. Yes, my name is Goose. I'm here visiting for a couple days.
We're so happy to have you.
I appreciate it. I was in Columbus. I was just knocking on the back door, and I was like, hi.
Let me in.
Can I come in and be on your radio?
It's cold
show?
out here. Are we still in the single digits? It was cold as a wee cheese.
It is 13.
13. Okay, so we've crept into the single digits.
And I just want to say, this is not the Goose who texts in every morning all morning. Our buddy Goose who texts in, but not the same Goose.
Not
just
the same
wanted to
Goose,
mention
no.
that.
High about 24 today. Some more snow likely tomorrow afternoon. I want to share this story with you because, you can't turn on the TV without seeing some sort of medical commercial. And within those medical commercials, you always hear the side effects.
Oh, yeah.
And the side effects take up about half the commercial most of the time as they're going through the list. However, I have never heard of this side effect before. There is a woman who was walking around with her nice, perky little bees. She was perfectly happy.
Big boobs.
With her bees. No problem whatsoever. Well, her bees engorged to a astounding triple G in just 6 months.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so painful.
Now, here's the deal.
Like, you'd have to be bedridden at that point.
I know
You're
why
not walking around with those things.
I know why you said you're not upset.
Here's the thing. It's apparently following her Pfizer vaccination. She got the stabby stab. And researchers dubbed the unidentified woman's case as a first of its kind. The 19-year-old reportedly started experiencing rapid growth 1 month after getting her first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Unfortunately, after her second, her breast just began to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, she has concerns it's because of the vaccine, but they're still unsure of what is leading to this condition. They say it might be a rare condition, which is a benign lesion called PASH, which contributes to extreme breast enlargement, with fewer than 20 cases ever documented. The case is the first to demonstrate a temporal association between PASH and possibly the vaccine. Doctors say they didn't notice any real hormonal changes in the woman's blood work. They're prescribing her steroids and antibiotics to no avail. That didn't help. The woman had reportedly felt a tingling sensation in her breast before they began to swell. According to the case report, the woman's breast stopped growing after 6 months, and she underwent reduction surgery a year after that. She now has a lovely double D set.
Big boobs.
But from a B to a triple G.
Oh my gosh!
Well, and here's the thing:
the stretch.
Right? How much skin does a person have?
I don't know.
I have no professional
You've seen My
on the woman's
600 Pound
anatomy.
Life. Your body is really capable of being able to like sort of deal with the mistakes you're making in your life, or the medical problems you have in your life. Like your body can absorb that.
Well, yeah,
but when it goes back,
that's it. You get the stretch marks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of those Glad bags that they have the little stretchy things in.
It just seems like if you are a particular size at 19 years old, and I get it, but when people gain weight, we talk about my 600-pound life, you are adding, calories, intake, fat, things like that. If this is just some sort of medical side effect,
how long did it take?
And it's 6 months.
Yeah,
and it's just affecting the one part of your
Yeah.
body. I'm assuming if it just affected her chest, the rest of her body isn't growing proportionately.
Like you literally have no clothes you can wear at that point. None. When your boobs get that huge, like
big
you
clothes.
don't have clothes.
Everything's gonna be oversized on you.
Oh my gosh.
But you have to specially order bras.
Yeah, that's insane.
A triple G. Hold on, I gotta Google this.
Okay, while you're Googling it.
I want to see what
Google
triple
it.
G's look like.
All right, while you're Googling that, I want to say that there's this medication called Jardiance, and it's for diabetes. And one of the side effects is like severe pain and swelling of the taint. I kid you not. They say between the BH and the scrot, you could get severe pain, swelling, and tenderness in that area.
And that's not from the taint scabies.
That is from taking a medication for your diabetes. That's one of the possible side effects that they list real quick on TV. But it's like, bro, that would be a bummer of a side effect.
Wow.
What's the reaction if you have met someone and you get back to the room and you slide everything off and there's a gargantuan taint in front of you?
Swollen. They're like, be careful, man. I got a swollen.
Okay, triple G. I can't
feel
imagine.
like you're not getting busy at that point. Really, you've got more of a medical concern here, that you're probably more at the hospital than you are like trying to pick someone up at the bar down the street. However, don't put it past anyone.
This poor 19-year-old, this is a small-framed young lady.
Okay,
And
do you have a
these
picture?
yeah.
I want to come over and see it.
Yeah, look at these. I can't.
That, I feel terrible for
That
her.
is a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain.
I can't even believe she's upright. Like it really is painful, I think, for women who have like even D's. It's painful.
Yeah.
So to have, what is that? What
Triple
size?
G's.
A triple G. That is of absolute medical concern.
I
Poor
know.
thing.
I know that there are sections on the hub for that, but that is not for me. that is too much. Absolutely too much. 99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick. Yes, my name is Goose. I'm here visiting for a couple days. Decided to hang out in the studio. I
Yes.
appreciate it. Kelly,
Well, you
Thick,
were
thank you so much.
Pounding on the back door. It's freezing cold. We had to let you in.
I'm a stray. Stray. Gave me some hot coffee.
Yes.
Just need a donut. I'll be good to go. Let's get to some not surprising news. Stories that you would think wouldn't happen. But then again, in today's times, not surprising whatsoever. I don't know if you know this, but we have just entered a new generation. The people that are born starting this year are going to be Generation Beta.
Generation Beta.
Which I am severely concerned for Generation Beta because I've got a Gen Alpha in my house at 13 years old, and seeing some of the things that he cannot do, it's very disparaging. If you've got young kids and watching them progress, it just feels like they're progressing a little bit slower.
Yeah, well, you're coming from such a place of wisdom, Goose, that when you see little kids be stupid, you're like, what are you doing? But we were all there once, right? We were all 13 being so dumb and making the dumbest decisions.
True.
And not understanding anything in this world,
True.
but thinking we're the smartest people in the universe.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Here's to the story. Because Nottingham College in England has just started to offer a class on how to make phone calls. Yes.
Wait, what?
College-age students nowadays need a phone, need a class on how to make phone
Oh,
calls.
come on.
Because, can you take a guess why, Kelly, as to why they need a class?
Because they only text. Nobody ever calls each other.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe it.
The main focus is on phone etiquette and, more importantly, phone confidence.
Yeah.
They are literally scared to make a phone call. They don't know what to do. The homework includes calling restaurants to ask what time they close instead of Googling it.
Oh, my God.
They have to call a store and ask if something is in stock instead of going to the website. And to be fair, the college in England, here's the thing. It's a little bit different. They want to see how comfortable you can be because people at that age are literally getting like heart palpitations.
Yeah.
They're sweating. They're
Anxiety.
having anxiety and breakdowns. A poll from the BBC last year mentioned that 70% of people under 35 prefer texting and 23% of people say they never answer their phone.
Listen,
This is brain rot.
If we can head back to the 70s when like a 12-year-old Kelly Quinn was charged with calling to make a pizza order because her parents were going to be out that evening and I got to order pizza for my younger sisters. It scared me so much to talk to a stranger on the phone and order a pizza
Really?
that I bribed my middle sister to do it. I'm
Really?
like, I could have used that class when I was 12
Oh my
to
God.
practice making phone calls and speaking with people because I was so scared and embarrassed that I was going to make a mistake. And
How in the world did you end up going into radio?
I don't know, man. Well, you hear all the mistakes I make, so nothing's changed.
At 12, I was calling to ask if your refrigerator was running.
Right.
Like, I was absolutely on the
You're
phone.
into it.
100%.
I don't
That's what
know.
we did in our spare time.
Yeah, it used to make, I'd see that, $20 bill laying on the table, and I'm like, oh no, I got to order a pizza?
Were you kidding? You were doing prank calls?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Prank
All the
calls
time.
constant. We were always pranking people.
Yeah, I pranked people too, but you had your friends with you then, so you got a boost of confidence.
I remember when I think I was 15 or 16, and I actually convinced my parents to let me get my own phone line in the basement. So I had a
Whoa, how
second phone
fancy.
number. But we used to...
All right. That's way beyond the chandelier.
That's
now.
fancy. I love
That's
it.
way beyond my chandelier.
We used to take the cordless. We used to take 2 phone calls and call like 2 Chinese restaurants and just put the phones up next to each other.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Chinese confusion.
Yeah, so they would order from each other.
Oh, yeah.
They had no idea what was going on.
What?
Absolutely.
Oh, that feels mildly racist
You
right
used to-
now.
You used to call White Castle and make reservations.
White Castle.
100%. Absolutely. Your second story for not surprising news. Apparently, we all know lots of people are sue happy in this world. Well, a 48-year-old man has just successfully sued a shaving company and won, or a razor company, and won $6,250 in compensation because he cut himself while shaving.
Okay, come on. No. Really?
Apparently, he had forgot his razor at home, so he ran to the supermarket. And here's his first mistake. He bought a store brand razor. You never buy a store brand razor. That's like going into like a Love's or a Pilot and grabbing that one blade Bic razor. You don't do it. You know you're taking 3 layers of skin with you if you...
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
buy that razor. Well, sure enough, he got home and cut himself on one cheek, which he then blotted with the toilet paper, as you do, but then cut himself on the other cheek and decided, okay, enough's enough. Something's wrong.
Did he have medical expenses from this?
No.
Well, what is he suing for? You have to have some sort of financial loss.
Distress.
I'll get the F out of here.
It didn't stop bleeding for 20 minutes, he says.
Okay.
Wait, I need to write down the details because I am looking for a good lawsuit. Like, I'm all out for like a great, but $6,000 isn't that much. I don't know if it's worth the time.
He says, I took action to protect others against
please.
people who may not be as lucky as me.
There's nobody, every man in the world who has used a razor, I don't care if it's a good one or a bad one, has cut themselves.
Even the best razors will cut.
Okay, so all of us are due $6,000.
Now, here's the deal. It didn't go to court. He settled out of court for the $6,250.
I mean, I like it. I like the move.
Yeah, well, it was probably cheaper than paying lawyers
going
to
to lawyer,
fight
for sure.
And he
For
probably
sure.
knew that. That's why he sued for a low amount.
But just step up and buy the razors. Believe me, as a man, we all know.
Yeah.
I can't think of a more frustrating purchase than razors.
Yeah.
Because every time you have to grab a 5-pack and it's $40.
Yeah.
I want to smash something.
Yeah.
It is probably the one thing I hate spending money on the most.
A good quality electric razor is worth the money. That's what I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, like you, I've got that,
Yes.
I clean up the chin
Yep.
and I clean up the cheeks, and I'm always worried about, nicking or getting into the beard. I don't want to do that. So you're going to need a fine line, like electric razor to get in there. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
boo-hoo. Come back to me when you start your period.
99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick. Yes, my name is Goose. I'm hanging out in the studio for a couple days. I was in Columbus. I saw the sign for the radio station. I said, hey, I want to come hang out. It sounds like fun.
You've done radio before.
I have done radio before.
I think you have.
I have. Just a wee bit.
Now, we've already gotten a text from somebody who asked if you were the goose from a different radio station that you were working at.
That person was correct.
Yes.
That person
so
was
correct. They've listened to you in an entirely different city.
Yep.
That's so cool.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. We've been having a lot of fun this morning, so thank you so much for letting me hang out. I have a question for you. If you could look back on your life as it is coming to an end, what is a stat that you would love to see? Because if you live to 80 years old, all right, you'll have lived 29,220 days. You'll spend 230,000 hours sleeping, 90,000 hours working, 32,000 hours eating and drinking, and 1,000 hours trying to untangle knots, apparently. And so someone went on Reddit and said, what stat would you like to see after your death?
I absolutely have one that just popped right to the forefront of my mind, and that is I want to know how many bugs I have accidentally eaten or swallowed at night. I want to know how many bugs I have ingested without knowing it.
What?
That is the stat I want to know.
It always goes to dark places, man.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you know you've eaten bugs accidentally. It's been in your food. You have maybe one crawled in the middle of the night and went down your gullet. I want to know, how many bugs have I accidentally eaten in my life?
That's the question that keeps you up. How many
That's it. Number
bugs have I
one.
eaten?
How many bugs have I accidentally eaten? Well, I've never eaten one on purpose. So how
You
many
have?
bugs?
You never eaten a bug on purpose?
Never.
You've never had a cricket
Never
or anything
cricket.
like that?
Nope. Nothing.
You eat bugs on purpose?
Chocolate covered cricket.
I have, yeah.
They're a delicacy.
Yep.
Yeah, they sell them.
Not in my house.
Yeah.
Let's see. Top answers. I want you to think about this. Top answers that were given. How many times I almost died without realizing it?
Ooh.
There is a stat that if you're like 40 years old, you absolutely 100% have walked by a murderer before.
Yeah. Yep.
How many times I've made someone feel good about themselves without knowing it? Okay.
Aw.
I would like to know this. Number of people who are attracted to me while I had no idea.
Oh, that's a
that
good
would
one.
be interesting.
This reminds me of a Would You Rather we had. The Wizard.
Yeah.
About the book of things people have said about you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
we'll
know
come back to
everything.
this. Because we need to ask you this question.
Okay.
But that'll be different. That'll be later.
Let's see. Someone wanted to know total pounds pooped along with the biggest one I've ever done.
See, and you criticize my bug one. Now that's like, it's kind
That's
of on the
useful
same
information.
line.
How many total pounds of poop have I put out?
You don't want to know how many bugs you've eaten in your life accidentally?
That thought has never crossed my mind.
Man, these are the stats people want.
These are the stats that people want to know. Then they get pretty obscure. How many times I've used each letter of the alphabet? Okay. How many diapers I've changed? I can see for parents, if you have parents of multiple kids. Times I've almost stepped on a turd.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And finally, this one I would want to know. Gambling results on a spreadsheet. How much I've won and how much I've lost.
Okay. All right.
As someone who frequents the casinos, I would love to see
Damn,
that
but you don't play fantasy football.
I don't play fantasy football.
That kills me.
Because that's not
gambling. No, it's not. It's not even considered gambling. That's why it was legal before gambling.
Right. No, it's a full-blown stat. I don't have the attention span. I remember playing for a couple years, and I wouldn't take people out on the bye weeks. I wouldn't do trades.
You know what? You need to play DraftKings. So you just set one lineup for that week, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
You know, that's what you need to do. You don't have to manage a team all season. You could just play 1 week if you want.
I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Do you have a stat, Thick, that you can think of that you want to know?
Speaking of that, I would like to know how many, at the end of my life, I would like to know the number of hours, actually, that you will be able to put it into days or maybe even years, that I spent of my entire life watching football. I would also like the same number that I spent playing video games.
Big video game player.
Yes, always have since the Atari, since the Atari 2600 that I got for my 9th birthday or whatever it was.
Oh, Air Raid was a great game.
Yeah.
Pitfall Harry.
Pitfall. Oh, I love Pitfall.
First time I ever got caught swearing when I was like 6 was because of the Atari 2600. I got up before school one morning to play Air Raid on our little TV. And I got pretty far, but then I died, and I blurted out the S word. In our small house, my mom heard me.
Yeah, that's the thing. You died. Gamers today, they don't know what it was like to be a legit gamer where there was no saves. You died, you were dead, you went back to the beginning and started completely over. So, yeah, I'd like to know how many hours I put into that crap.
Kids nowadays, they have it so easy. I would love to know, what's the one stat that you would like to know after you die, you're looking over the stat sheet of your life? What's that one thing you would like to know? 99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick, good morning. Yes, my name is Goose. Visiting Columbus, decided to swing by the station. They let me in, and here we are.
We're so glad you're here.
I appreciate it. The coffee is delicious. Thank you.
You're a liar.
You're the one person in the building who says that.
You are a liar.
I actually like it as well. I drink it every single morning.
Yeah, because you have nothing else.
I could bring something
fine.
else.
It's not the best coffee I've ever had.
The worst coffee
sufficient
in history.
No, that's Starbucks. This is sufficient.
I don't necessarily
I'm
disagree.
with you. You just doctor it up a little with some milk and sugar, and mwah.
It's all right. All right, so I found this article that asked the question, when you die, if you could look back at the spreadsheet of your life, what stat would you like to know about? Someone said how many times I almost died without realizing it. Someone said how many times I made someone feel good about themselves and not know it. Here's another one, top 5 songs I listened to.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, looking back at your life and how many times you listen to a song. So I wanted to know, shoot us a text, 99-700. Lots of text rolling. I'm surprised how many texts we got about traveling. So many people said, I want to know how many miles I drove or how many miles I traveled in my lifetime.
Evan said that. Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Jesse says, I want to know how many times I've passed up a good opportunity because I was too scared. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah,
that feels depressing, though.
Okay.
Todd said, I want to know how many hours of sex I've had.
I can tell you 1. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you know Todd, do you?
I don't know Todd.
Wow.
I don't know Todd. I was just trying to make a funny joke at Todd's expense. I'm sorry.
Mike said, I want to know how many times I woke up on the weekend and thought I was late for work.
Oh,
We've done that a time or two.
Robert said I'm with Rick on the football and video games, but Robert and Mary both said they want to know how much weed they smoked. I want to know that too. I want to know how much weed I smoked.
You got to be a real smoker if you look back and you're like, man, how much have I actually smoked in my life?
You have to really have just put away a lot, right?
Let's see. Byron said, I want to know how many beers I drank.
Okay, there's nothing. Yeah, same kind of thing.
Let's see how many miles I've driven.
How about this? How much money you've left on the table because you were too lazy to return an item that you never used, but you just let it sit? How much money have you left on the table?
I know. I've got a few things that are sitting there in the box that I've been meaning to take back for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to. Oh, this is another popular one. How many hours I've spent at concerts?
Yep. Yeah.
Thick, you've probably got a lot of hours up there, don't you?
A lot. Tons. George was on that too. He said, how many F-bombs did I drop and how many bands did I see live?
The F-bombs, the number's probably endless.
I don't know, but Kelly beat you. She's got more. It's her favorite word.
Are you the F-bomb queen?
No, I'm not.
It's her favorite word.
I mean, I've honestly every day just make a vow that I'm not going to cuss anymore. So I try to not do it.
That vow lasts for a nap.
You just mouthed it.
I just mouthed mother. I've said mother, but I didn't move forward with the phrase.
And now, three things you need to know before you go.
Well, I do feel like I need to bring this to the public because I guess this Mansfield guy saw Bigfoot on December 28th, and we're just now finding...
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Out about it.
Okay.
35-year-old Andrew Baum says on December 28th, he was building a tree stand to use during future hunting trips. So he was up about 17 feet. He says he knows all the animals in the area. He was in this big, huge field, and he sees what he has now said was Bigfoot walking very quickly across an open field. It was about 1,000 feet from the deer stand just east of I-71. He said it was a really bright sunny day. He had perfectly clear visibility. He knows what a deer looks like. He knows what a bear looks like. It was not a monkey. It wasn't human. He says this thing crossed the field way too quickly. It had a giant head, and it was Bigfoot. Now, he's the third person in the last 3 years to see Bigfoot sort of in the area.
In the area? Really?
Yeah. He's in, the other two were in Ashland County, and then now we've got this Mansfield one. He said he did file his report with the BFRO. That is the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization.
For real?
And they went and
That's
checked
a real
it
thing.
out, and they could not find any evidence of Bigfoot being there, but they do believe it was a legitimate report. So anyway,
Of course, it's a legitimate report. He made the report. It's legitimate.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the sighting was legitimate.
They even tell us what investigator looked into it. His name is Brian De Ermond from Ashtabula County. He came into town to check this bad boy out.
Okay, so let's say there's a fire, there's a car accident, there's an explosion. Your experts look into it.
Yeah.
They know what to look for.
Right.
What are the Bigfoot researchers looking into? What is it you're looking into?
I mean, I'm looking for a big footprint, right? A giant footprint. The Bigfoot footprint.
The Bigfoot.
I'm looking for the Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot. Yeah. I'm assuming he has to relieve himself at some point, so you're looking for non-human but non-animal poop.
But maybe it is the same.
Could be thick, but that's why we're researching it.
Mike Funk said Bigfoot saw me, but nobody believes him.
So I don't know. What would you be looking for if somebody said you need to go find Bigfoot? What signs are you looking for?
I think that would absolutely be it. You go to the mud and you look for the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, strange hair. Are you going to find like?
Do they
strange
blow their
hair?
coat like a dog?
Right.
See, we don't know that.
Scratch their back like a bear up against a tree. You're going to get clumps of hair stuck in the tree.
I think so. I think so. I think these are all good things to look for. Yeah. So.
Lindsay said up here in Knox County, in Richland County, we have aliens and Bigfoot.
Oh,
great.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's see here. Capitol Police. Oh, man, this is a wild story. Capitol Police arrested a man in line for the viewing of Jimmy Carter in the Capitol Rotunda because he has a machete on him with 3 knives.
Oh, my God.
A machete and 3 knives, and he's trying to go by and in the viewing of President Jimmy Carter. Yeah, so the machete shows up as his bag goes through X-ray. I think, okay, you think I don't know what you're thinking there.
Right. What do you think is going to happen?
So you have to go through this X-ray machine, put your stuff through an X-ray machine during the security screening portion. And like I said, they found the machete, they found 3 knives, and they arrested the guy. But apparently all this happened right before President-elect Trump arrived at the Capitol, a man being held on multiple charges of carrying a dangerous weapon.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
The Bogey Inn is getting a brand new life. The company that owns Pins Mechanical and 16-Bit Bar and Arcade, called Rise Brands, bought the place, is going to completely transform it into an entertainment campus with indoor and outdoor bars, food options, live entertainment, a 27-hole putting course, along with a bunch of family-focused activities. Now, they are going to tear down the existing building, which is fine because it's kind of,
this is
fine.
Perfect.
And it'll all be replaced. They're going to expand the property, but they are going to keep the Bogey Inn name.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's great.
They're expected to be done with construction next year,
That is
2026.
a great location for something like that.
I love places like this.
Yeah.
Nora and I are huge fans of Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah.
So we'll go and we'll go to
nice.
places like this, do the putt-putt, do the go-karts.
Yeah.
We love playing pinball together, so I'm all about a place like
Oh,
this.
very fun. This will be perfect.
Back to your original story real quick.
Yes.
Carrie had the best investigative possibility.
Oh, for
saying,
Bigfoot,
For
yes.
Bigfoot, right. Look for Jack Link's beef jerky.
Ah.
Okay.
That's how you find them, without a doubt.
Yeah, all right. Those are your three things.
99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick. Good morning. My name is Goose. I stopped by the studio and they let me in, so I'm hanging out for a couple days just because. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
We love it. We were looking for a guest host today, and so you came at the right time. I can't even believe it. What a coincidence.
It's been a ton of fun. That is fun. And what's even better is not only do I get to hang out and guest host, I get to give away free stuff as well. We have got tickets for Sebastian Maniscalco, who is going to be coming down. Very funny comedian. If you're into stand-up, you should check it out. We have got Sandra on the phone. Sandra, good morning.
Hi, how are you guys?
Great. How are you this morning?
Doing great, too.
All right. Here's the deal. We're going to play a game called Pick One. Okay? We've got 3 categories. Movies, music, TV. I am going to present Kelly with 2 options, and she's going to write down which one she likes better. All you have to do is guess which one in that category she likes better. All right? Kelly, you got your pen and paper?
I'm ready to go.
It's very simple. We're going to start with TV, okay? I've got 2 TV theme songs for you. And Kelly, you're going to write down your answers to which one you pick out of the 2.
Got
All
it.
right, here is TV theme song number 1. Saved by the Bell.
Yes.
I mean, come on. That was Nora and I's Halloween costume this year. I was Zach Morris. She was Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, really? Did you look a lot like him?
Not really, no. But I accomplished a high school sexual fantasy, I can tell you that much. All right. TV theme song number 2. 90210. Two great shows. Kelly is writing down her answer.
Hang on.
Kelly's gonna pick one. Saved by the Bell or 90210. Sandra, what do you think? Which one would Kelly pick?
90210.
She wrote down 90210. That's the correct answer. One for one,
baby.
I love it. All right, let's go on to movies. All right, same thing. You got two movie theme songs, if you will.
I only have one theme song. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Then I'll give the 2 options for the movies. All right, Kelly. Here we go. Of course, Titanic.
Right.
Movie number 1. And I guess it works out because there really is no theme song to movie number 2.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
I know.
I
I
don't
couldn't.
know.
That's why I don't have it. I couldn't find it.
But within the same genre of movie, if you will, the other movie is The Notebook. So we've got Titanic and The Notebook. She's writing down her answers. All right, or the answer, I should say. All right, Sandra, pick one. What is Kelly picking? Titanic or The Notebook? Titanic. The Notebook. Triple underline.
Sandra, I must say that I would have taken any other movie outside of Titanic. That is my number 1 most hated movie in the entire world is Titanic. So anything else Goose would have said, I would have picked it.
Really?
Yes.
Number 1 most hated.
I absolutely loathe that movie to the core of my being. Hate it.
Okay.
Because of the
Remember
length.
that for next time.
All right. So you're 1 for 1. Let's see if we can get this final one for pick one. This is music. We've got 2 songs ready to go. Kelly is going to pick her favorite out of the 2. We'll see if you can get it right.
Alrighty.
Here we go with song number 1. She's dancing already. If you can call that dancing. She's moving. I don't know if we'll call that dancing, but she's moving. All right, so we've got Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time. And then song number 2. Christina Aguilera.
She's bopping.
Bouncing to this one, too. All right, she's writing down her answer.
Not as much.
Writing down her answer. Hit Me Baby One More Time. Britney Spears. Genie in a Bottle. Christina Aguilera. Sandra, which one is Kelly picking?
Let's go with Britney since she was dancing to it.
She says Britney, and it is Britney! Britney Spears! Sandra, congratulations. You're going to get a pair of tickets to see Maniscalco.
The best. All right. I've been wanting to go to that. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. I hope you have a great time. You hang on 1 second, and we'll get you taken care of with those tickets. 99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick. My name is Goose. Yeah, I'm hanging out with these guys for a couple days. I was in Columbus and decided to swing on by. I'm an old school radio guy, and I was like, you know what? You guys seem like a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
Come hang out for a little bit.
It's perfect 2 days because you're going to meet the Hall of Fame Buckeye legend tomorrow. Jeff Logan will be in to break down the game, the Texas-Ohio State game.
And as a college football fan, I'm all about it.
He'll be here at 7:30 tomorrow morning. I can't wait. Man, we get a game tonight. This is great.
That's right.
It's awesome.
I think a lot of people would want to extend their life as long as you possibly could, I would think. If you could do certain things, you're like, okay, I'm going to help myself out. This goes a bit too far. If you have Netflix, there is a new documentary out called Don't Die. And it is about Brian Johnson. He's a 47-year-old tech millionaire who has poured millions into his quest for immortality. And in the trailer, you see some of the things that he does. He gets up at 5:30 every single morning. He starts with like one of those infrared face masks for a few minutes.
Yeah.
He's got the cold plunge. Yeah. He's got the stand-in sauna. He then takes his first regimen, which is 56 pills. What? He then continues on with his breakfast, which is nuts and berries and greens.
What are the...
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Pills. I want to know what these pills are.
I didn't pause the screen, but if you watch the trailer, they put them on the screen.
Oh, okay.
And it's all those things that you see, the magnesium, the vitamin.
Yeah. It's all vitamins.
Yeah, it just goes on and on and on. Then goes for a blood transfusion. He then gets his acupuncture
every day,
every single day, and then of course ends his day with another 34 pills.
So basically, you're giving up a real life for a life of just trying to prolong what kind of existence is this?
And that's exactly my point. I have zero desire to do something like this.
I'm sorry. What streaming service is this on?
Netflix.
Okay.
Now, granted, I could do a lot better. I mean, I treat my body like the back lot of a Vegas casino. So I could absolutely do a lot better.
Yeah.
But this far, there's no way.
Plus, I'm sorry to tell you and inform you, I may be the oldest in the room at the moment, so I have a little bit of wisdom in the fact that the tail end of your life is not going to be great. And I don't care how healthy you are. When you're 100 years old, you are 100 years old. It is difficult. You are met with difficulty after difficulty the moment you wake up. You want to extend that a few years? No. Let's just die a natural death, people.
I completely agree. You're not...
Now, if you could cure cancer this way, that's one thing. If you had cancer and you could cure it by doing these things, it's worth the effort. But to tack on a couple more years of life to the tail end there where everything sucks anyway, hard pass.
Yeah, you are. There is no way you are going to be, let's say, 100 years old and have the body of a 50-year-old.
No.
It's not going to happen. Our bodies don't work that way. Things break down. And it's going. I told myself when I was 35, I told myself I was going to go for one last skydive at 70 years old and just not open the chute. And that was it.
Okay, that's suicide.
Yeah, but it's on my terms.
Okay.
I don't need to end up
suicide.
I don't need to end up back in diapers. I don't want any of that.
I always thought you should come into the world old and then
Benjamin
grow
Button,
young.
the whole thing?
And grow young. Yeah.
Because in your wisest years, you could be physically fit.
Yeah. And then on your way out, somebody's fixing you food and changing your diaper, and of course that's
what happens
it's the
now.
same
Right,
at both
it's the
ends,
same
right?
thing.
It's the same at the
Absolutely.
beginning, same at the end, but you
It's
feel a lot
easier-
better as a baby.
And it's easier on the caretakers to take care of a baby than it is taking care of an actual large grown human being.
You know when you're going to die too, so you can plan your whole life out.
Yeah, but would you want to birth a 90-year-old?
Oh God, I'm not a woman, so I don't
really
have
freaky. I feel like that should be a movie.
And then the rest of your life, you're just
That is a movie, Kelly. That's a great movie.
Ooh, giving birth to a 90-year-old.
I mean, how far are you willing to go? I don't even know if I'm willing to change my diet. I love food too much.
I do too, but
I guess medically,
do you do anything to try to just eat crap?
No,
because you said you cook.
I do cook.
Do you just cook crap?
But I cook Paula Deen style. I mean, there's a stick of butter in almost everything I make.
Okay, all right.
Because you're doing it right.
He cooks with love. He cooks
smoke
with love.
pounds of meat. You
smoke stuff. You smoke meat.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
I've got a grill, a Blackstone, and a smoker.
All right.
So that's
sound like my brother-in-law.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Kelly, so what would you do, simple or more complicated, if you knew you were getting an extra 10 years?
I would do the opposite because I don't want those 10 years. They're bad. So whatever it is that would give me those, I would do the exact opposite, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now. I vowed to dust off my gym grade equipment in my basement. I have a bike that's like a recumbent, gorgeous, came from a closing gym. We bought it. It was a really nice piece of equipment.
Commercial bike.
I swore around Christmas I was getting that thing back in, I was going to dust it off and I was going to start using it. Do you think I haven't even gone down in the basement to look at it yet?
Is it a clothing rack? Do you hang the clothes off of it?
No, it's a dust rack. It's just to dust, and it's in back amongst the boxes in the basement. I'm unwilling to walk into my basement to get more healthier years of life. That is how unwilling I am.
Nora and I have one of those walking pads in the basement.
Yeah.
And, Thomas, just 30 minutes, just go for a walk.
Mm-mm.
Just go for a walk. Not only that, it's got one of those stands in front of it that holds an iPad or a laptop. You can actually do things while you're on the walking pad.
Sure.
And I know as someone who has gone to the gym before, I've done the 6 month, you feel so much better doing it.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's mind-boggling, but who enjoys going to the gym,
dude? Okay,
and working out and lifting weights?
There are people
runners high.
Yeah,
go of yourself. There's no way.
No, there is a runner's high, but you pay for that with blood, sweat, and tears, literal tears. If you want a runner's high, I ran for many years and I hated every step of it, but it kept me in great, great shape. But I hated my life because I always had the next day's run ahead of me. There was always something on my shoulders. It was like a 5-mile run. It was brutal. It's not worth it. You should find something you really enjoy.
I have never seen anyone run with a smile, and if I need a high, I know where to get it.
Yeah.
So back in October, our treadmill died. So for Christmas, my wife and I got each other a new treadmill, which was delivered and set up last night. So that's back in.
Are you ready to go?
Again. Yeah, I am, because I have gained a few pounds since it died. I mean, I'm on it every day. I get on it every day, and I'm doing 30 to 40 minutes on that, which then I'm in the mood to lift and do sit-ups and everything else. But Kelly was talking about how boring it is, and it is severely boring. Mm-hmm. It is gut-wrenching. And I said, you've got to have television. You have to have a television in front of you so you can watch TV. And she's, and we both agree, concentrating on a show is hard. You just watch something you've already seen.
Right,
whether
background noise, something to keep you entertained,
I said, I watched Walking Dead, Sons of Anarchy, Game of Thrones, what I already know, so I don't have to focus that hard. But it helps keep my mind off what I'm doing and helps the time go by a little quicker. Other than that, I despise it. But I got to go down and get on it. And because, I do. I feel better. I feel better when I do that, live that life.
If this is something that interests you and you want to learn how to extend your life, then you can check out the Don't Die documentary. It's on Netflix. You can check it out now. 99.7 The Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick. My name is Goose, hanging out in the studio for a couple days. Been having an absolute blast this morning.
So fun.
Thank you so much for letting me chill and hang out.
Great to have you.
Have you ever been moving or maybe possibly doing some remodeling and you found something? Or maybe I recently had this. My mother passed back at the end of April, and you're moving stuff out of the house, and you're like, oh, man, you found something that you haven't seen in forever.
I just cleaned out a medicine cabinet, a deep, deep cabinet in my closet or in my bathroom because I hadn't looked in the very back part of it for years. And I found an unopened mascara. It was like, happy birthday to me, an unopened mascara. That thing must be like 5 years old.
Is it all dried out inside?
I haven't opened it yet. I need to. It's probably going to have dust popping out of it when I opened it.
I would love to know. 99-700. You can text us. 800-821-9970. You can give us a call. Something you found while moving or maybe while doing some new construction or remodeling. Because this story comes out of Illinois, and I love this. This man who actually owns a construction company, his name is Tim King, and he owns T. King Construction Services, and he decided that he was going to renovate the bathroom at his parents' house. And he was working on the medicine cabinet. He took the medicine cabinet and decided before they did full-blown construction, better just double-check. Just make sure there's nothing around the studs or nothing else in the walls. And sure enough, he found a package. Not only was it a package, it was a Christmas gift. It was wrapped in Christmas paper, still completely whole.
How did it get back there?
So it turns out he found out that it must have come from the attic, the storage space in the attic, and it slipped through... like a spot in the wall.
What do they call that? The crawl space.
The crawl space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And it ended up slipping where it fell was right behind the medicine cabinet.
Oh, wow.
And so he actually went to his parents, who had no recollection of buying him the gift from 1978.
No kidding. What was it, a Stretch Armstrong?
It was not. Actually, it was the Matchbox Thunderjets collection.
The Thunderjets. I remember those.
Yes.
Kidding.
Still wrapped, still in the box perfectly, perfectly in shape.
Mint in box.
Yep. I can't imagine what it would be worth. It's got to be worth something.
Completely perfect condition.
He does have one sister, and I guess there was always a rule in the house where they said they were only going to each get equal amount of gifts, and that one year he didn't get equal amount of gifts.
He was pissed.
And he couldn't figure out why. And sure enough, that's why, because for
Son,
47 years...
Well, I don't know. If it's worth something, that might have been the best gift. He got the best gift of the year, if that's
Absolutely.
the case.
Because as a child, you get that gift, you're ripping it open, you're playing with the Thunder gifts.
Now you're putting it in a box and saying, where can I sell this?
I wonder if he's going to hold on to this or sell it, because I would love to know how much the Mattel Matchbox Thunder Jets are worth. Have you ever found anything, Thick? You ever found anything while you were moving?
I can't think of anything.
I would love to know. 99-700. You shoot us a text.
I haven't heard anybody beat my unopened mascara, but go on.
Doug says he found some moldy weed.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Moldy weed.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Goose? Have you ever found anything moving?
I'm trying to think.
You've moved to a lot of different cities.
I've moved a lot.
So you're probably keeping a lot of stuff in boxes anyway.
Yeah, and most of mine, I have consolidated and gotten rid of things.
Yes.
So
you've not anywhere for 35 years that you're like, oh my gosh.
Collected a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I would love to... I'm trying to think if there's anything buried. I did find... I don't even know where this came from. I found this fold-out... it was a map. It's a fold-out map.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And each state had a hole in it, and you put. Remember when they had the state quarters?
Yes, yes.
And you would put the quarter in each state.
Yes.
I've got a completed 50-state map
How about that?
of all the quarters.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice find.
And but the thing is, I have no idea where it came from. That's the only problem.
So, like, are they old quarters?
Nothing crazy old, because they only started doing the states not that long ago, right? They've been doing the states for a long time.
I don't know.
So, I know that some of them are worth some money.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any of the ones that are worth the money, though.
All right, stay with me here, but maybe we talked early in the show about you having to give up 4 engagement rings in your life. You gave them over to the women. Maybe in some sort of evening the score, you stole their state quarters to sort of even the score in a little way.
And maybe worth a bunch of money, which I would not be mad at all.
Maybe, or what's 50 times 25 cents?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Enough for a load of laundry at the laundromat.
Right.
That's about it. 99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings, Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick. Yes, my name is Goose, hanging out in the studio for a couple days. I really appreciate you guys having me. Although Jeremy figured us out.
Yes, he's an AI voice, Jeremy.
Right.
Goose is not really here. There's nobody in the studio with Kelly and I. It's all AI.
That's how far radio has come.
Oh, is that the conspiracy now? What's going on in the studio? Is it your AI?
Jeremy says I sound like I'm AI. I promise you, Jeremy, I'm not.
It's weird how human you look.
He's also not the Goose who texts in every day. We love Goose. Goose texts us every day. He's been listening for years, but that's not the same Goose.
I would love to get into a conversation with that guy.
Goose? Yeah.
Oh, enjoy the vegan conversation. My gosh.
He's gonna try to turn you.
That's not happening.
I know your favorite thing in the world is chicken wings. What's he going to do?
Right,
he
exactly.
Can't stop that.
I want to go on that carnivore diet. That's my diet. We were talking about this story out of Illinois. Tim King is a construction worker and was recently remodeling his house. And in the bathroom wall, he found a wrapped Christmas present. A Christmas present from 1978. Opened it up and found out Matchbox Thunderjets. A brand new set, unopened, of Matchbox Thunderjets, a present he was supposed to get on Christmas morning in 1978. So I wanted to know, what have you found while moving or remodeling? Apparently a lot of people stash weed. Lots of texts about weed. Ken says, I found $80 stashed behind a home speaker with a bag of weed. Okay.
A lot of you people are losing your weed. You should stop smoking weed because you're forgetful.
Popcorn Pam says, I found a bag of weed and $100. Jeff says I found a envelope in my house with a $100 bill from 1950. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, Scott.
Any extra added value to that if it's from 1950?
I wonder. Scott says he put an access panel behind his closet to see what was in his attic and found 2 empty Stroh's beers cans, the empty 6-packs box, and a newspaper from 1958.
Wow.
What was on that headline?
It's funny you mentioned the weed because that's something I just remembered. Several years ago, my wife and I went to Aruba. Have you ever been at a beach resort?
Yes, not Aruba, though.
They have the big, heavy wooden umbrellas with the stand around it, and I don't think those things ever move.
Right.
You know, they're big. And so there's up in the top where all the wood posts hold it together. A guy who was at the resort we were staying at found a bag of weed up inside that umbrella. And somebody, because you don't want to try and take it back on the plane.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You don't want to try and get that through customs. So we're guessing that somebody found a place down there to buy it and stashed it there. Maybe he was hoping he'd find it the next time he came back. But this guy found it, so
gone.
It's
How
gone.
about this?
He shared. So
Rex says a couple years ago I pulled out our old fireplace and found a water bill from 1920 and World War II bonds.
Oh, wow.
That's nuts. That's got to be worth something.
Oh, those bonds? Yeah.
Josh says he found an original duck hunt pistol in the wall of an old house. My question is, why are you hiding a duck hunt pistol? What is the reason behind putting it down out there? I don't understand. I love this one. I want to find the name of the person who said it. They said they hid a hairdresser mannequin head in the wall for the next person who remodels. So when you go to remodel, you find the head in there.
Listen to this. Faith says she was renovating a room in her house and found somebody's prosthetic leg in the wall. That is wild.
Again, why are you putting a prosthetic leg in the wall?
Yeah, how did that come to be? I don't know. I can't understand it. It's so crazy.
Oh, my gosh. Did you guys read Terry's?
Not yet, no.
Okay, Terry said I had $300 behind a lamp fixture. That's just a hid $300 behind a lamp fixture when I was drunk. When I moved, I found it. But before I found it, I accused a friend of stealing it and lost that friendship.
Oh,
oops.
That's what booze will do for you, Terry.
Do you call them back?
That's what I was just going to ask. When you realize and you found the money, do you call them and apologize? Even if they don't take you back as a friend?
I think there's a statute of limitations on that. If it was recent,
yeah,
I would call them back and apologize.
What step is making amends? I think that comes along in the what is that?
The rehab?
Step 5. What step is that in the AA thing?
Yeah,
you got to make amends there.
If it had been a few years or whatever, I'm not calling back. But if it was a short period of time, I'm going to call and apologize and be like, my bad. And finally, Virginia, I think you win this conversation because she said, my grandmother's house burnt down, and while we were cleaning out the things that had survived, we found Grandma's porn. I don't know what she do.
Oh,
I don't know.
Gam. Oh, gosh, what have you done?
Well, granny porn, but it's like, I don't even know the granny watching it. It was the granny isn't granny porn granny in a porn?
I don't look at me.
You've thought already way too much more than I've ever thought about this.
I will say this.
I'm disturbed right now.
We have decided that when we move, Nora likes to leave me little cards every so often.
Yeah.
And in those cards, she writes things that are only meant for your significant other to see.
Right.
She's keeping things fresh, if you will.
You don't want the kiddos stumbling upon the letter.
We do not want the kiddos stumbling about it.
I got it.
But I save them. I put them high up in the closet, and we have decided when we move, we're going to put those like in the wall somewhere for when they do remodel. Someone's going to find those.
You guys are freaky. Also, if you drop dead, God forbid, those kids are going to find those.
They are.
Yeah.
And they will be scarred for life, and then it's their choice. They can use college tuition money, or they can use it for therapy.
Right.
It is completely up to them.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
If I could just tell you that I had to interrupt a cocaine bear debate between these two guys to start the news, that's what's happening.
Oh, wait,
off
we
the
have
air,
to come back
folks.
to this. We have to come back to this debate.
A big, loud debate about the quality of the movie Cocaine Bear. I absolutely love this.
Kelly might stay late today.
At least 5 people. This is really, oh gosh, you guys, these California wildfires, there are like 5 to 6. One of them is, they say, is under control now. So they're saying 5 wildfires burning. And for the most part, there are 2 major wildfires threatening, completely threatening Los Angeles and the surrounding area. It's just unbelievable. At least 5 people dead, more than 100,000 under mandatory evacuation orders. Winds are wild. They're like between 90 and 100 miles an hour. These 2 completely out of control fires. The Palisades fire burning through over 17,000 acres. And one LA firefighter says with this wind they're dealing with, he has absolutely never seen anything like it.
Is there still 0? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go on.
In my 16 years in LAFD and 5 years in another fire department, I've never seen winds that made it to the Pacific Ocean, turned around, and went back up the canyon.
So it's weird. It's like it's winds blowing things out to the ocean, then back up into the canyon.
They said at one point the fire was moving at 3 football fields a minute, 300 yards a minute, 350 yards a minute.
That's frightening. You would be able to see it eating its way toward your house in record speed. What were you going to say, Thick?
I forget.
Okay. Well, we'll move on. Maybe it'll come back to you. Orange County Fire Chief Brian Fennessy says there is really not much they can do. As we know, it's a 0% contain right now, the Palisades fire, and there's not much they can do to stop this.
When the winds are blowing like we've all seen and homes are being destroyed, again, there's very little we're going to do, even if we'd had another 1,000 fire engines.
So even with another 1,000 fire engines, he said it wouldn't make a dent.
Right.
So that reminded me, I was going to ask if it was still at 0% containment.
Yes.
This isn't anybody's fault, right? I mean,
I don't think, I don't know. I haven't heard of a cause.
Yeah, I
but
don't
a lot
think they've
of times
done anything about cause or anything
But why
like
are they
that.
running out of water?
Because they already have a water
The
shortage.
drought, yeah. Yes.
Oh.
There, yeah.
Yeah, whether or not the man-made or lightning strike or whatever the case may be, I don't think they've come to a determination of what it is
No,
yet.
I don't think so either. Governor Mike DeWine has signed the so-called Parents' Bill of Rights. This measure requires schools to inform parents of changes to their child's health care and of any lessons that involve discussion on sexuality and or gender identity. The legislation also mandates that schools allow students to leave during the day for off-site religious instruction. This new law takes effect in 90 days. Listen to this. I don't know if this was the popular move for Grove City Mayor Ike Stage, but he is planning to veto a cannabis dispensary permit that was approved by City Council earlier this week. So they approved this dispensary on Stringtown Road, and the mayor said, absolutely not. It's too close to homes. And they're like, that's the point.
Excuse me?
We want it too close to our homes.
Dude, are you trying to lose your next election? This is Grove City, man. This is where I grew up. I went to Grove City High School.
Okay.
Bruce. So, no. Grove City smokes weed. They need a dispensary. Stringtown Road. It's probably right down the street from Myers Jewelers.
Oh, yeah? All right, those are your three things.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.